The world is not run by the smartest people. It is not run by the kindest, the most talented, or the most hardworking. Look around you. The people at the top, the ones who command attention, resources, and respect, possess a different kind of operating system entirely. You have been told that intelligence is about IQ, about solving problems, about memory. That is the lie they sell to the workforce to keep them productive. True power utilizes a different form of intellect, dark intelligence. It is the ability to read the hidden currents of human behavior, to understand what is being said in the silence, to detach from the desperate need to be liked and instead command the reality around you. Most people are sleepwalking through life, reacting to emotions they don't understand, manipulated by forces they cannot see. They are pawns believing they are players. If you are tired of feeling outmaneuvered, if you feel like you are playing a game where everyone else knows the rules but you, listen closely. We are not here to discuss morality. We are here to discuss survival. Robert Greene was not a villain. He was a realist in a world of delusional optimists. He understood that the gap between how we wish people behaved and how they actually behave is where you get destroyed. You have spent your life trying to be good, trying to be transparent, trying to be understood. And what has it gotten you? Betrayal, exhaustion, the feeling of being overlooked while those with less talent rise above you. That ends today. In the next 25 minutes, we are going to download 9 laws of dark intelligence. These are not positive affirmations. These are psychological weapons, tools to dismantle the manipulation around you and construct a fortress of mental autonomy. But a warning, this knowledge is irreversible. Once you see the strings, you can never go back to the puppet show. You will see the lies in your relationships, the power plays at your job, and the weakness in your own reflection. If you are not ready to kill the part of you that needs to be a victim, leave now. For the rest of you, welcome to the desert of the real. Number 1, the law of strategic amorality. This is where you will feel resistance. You have been conditioned to view every event, every person, and every outcome through a binary lens, good or bad, fair or unfair, right or wrong. This moralizing is a chain around your neck. The Robert Greene mind does not deal in good or bad. It deals in effective or ineffective. When a predator hunts prey, is it evil? No, it is necessary. When a storm destroys a house, is it malicious? No, it is inevitable. You suffer because you project your moral framework onto a chaotic universe. You get angry when someone betrays you because you think they shouldn't have done that. You get depressed when you lose an opportunity because it wasn't fair. Dark intelligence requires you to step outside of this emotional judgment. View reality as a mechanic views an engine. If the car doesn't start, the mechanic doesn't call the engine evil. He finds the broken part and fixes it or replaces it. When someone attacks you, do not waste energy being offended. Offense is for the weak. Instead, analyze. Why did they attack? What do they want? What is their leverage? How do I neutralize this? This is called strategic amorality. It doesn't mean you have no ethics. It means you do not let your ethics blind you to the mechanisms of power. You can be a good person, but you must be a cold strategist first. Because a good person with no power is not virtuous. They are just a victim in waiting. Stop asking, why did they do this to me, and start asking, what does this move allow me to do next? Number 2, the law of outcome independence. The root of all anxiety is attachment to the outcome. You want the job. You want the relationship. You want the respect. And because you want it so badly, you signal desperation. You signal scarcity. And in the laws of power, scarcity is repulsive. People run from those who need them. They are drawn to those who can live without them. You must cultivate a state of radical outcome independence. This is the mindset that says, I will work for this, I will plan for this. But if I do not get it, I will be fine. This is not giving up. This is the ultimate power move. When you are willing to walk away from the negotiation table, you hold all the leverage. When you are willing to lose the relationship, you set the standards. Robert Greene knew that fear of loss makes you a slave. If your boss knows you are terrified of losing your job, he owns you. If your partner knows you are terrified of being alone, they own you. You must mentally accept the worst-case scenario. Visualize losing it all. Make peace with it. Realize you would survive. Once you destroy the fear of loss, you become dangerous. You become untouchable. You can speak the truth because you don't fear the consequences. You can take risks because you don't fear the fall. The person who does not need anything is the one who eventually gets everything because they operate from a place of abundance, not a place of starvation. Number 3, the law of the persona. You believe you are one person. You believe in being authentic. This is a limitation. You are a multiplicity. You are different with your mother than you are with your boss. You are different with your lover than you are with your rival. Dark intelligence is the conscious curation of these masks. It is the realization that authenticity is often just an excuse for a lack of self-control. I'm just being me, says the man who ruins a dinner party with his temper. That is not authenticity. That is childishness. You must view your personality as a construct, a tool. When you enter a high-stakes meeting, you must wear the mask of authority, cold, decisive, unwavering. When you are with your family, you wear the mask of the protector, warm, engaged, present. This is not lying. This is calibration. You do not use a hammer to tighten a screw. You do not use a screwdriver to pound a nail. Why would you use the same personality for every situation in life? Robert Greene noted that one must be a great pretender and dissembler. One must be able to be the lion, ferocious, and the fox, cunning. If you are only the lion, you walk into traps. If you are only the fox, the wolves eat you. Fluidity is survival. Be water. Take the shape of the container you're in. When the container breaks, you flow. You do not shatter. Number 4, the law of the mirror. We live in a world of extreme narcissism. Everyone is obsessed with their own reflection. They are starring in their own movie, and everyone else is just an extra. The mistake you make is trying to be the star in their movie. You try to impress them. You try to show them how smart you are. Stop. Dark intelligence dictates that you do not try to outshine them. Instead, become a mirror. Reflect their emotions back to them. If they are angry, validate their anger. If they are excited, match their energy. Use their words. Adopt their posture. When you mirror someone, a powerful psychological transfer happens. They do not see you, they see themselves. And because they love themselves, they will love you. They will think you are the most intelligent, charming, and empathetic person they have ever met, even if you have said almost nothing. This is not about being fake. It is about data collection. When you are mirroring, you are not reacting, you are observing. You are learning their triggers, their values, their soft spots. While they are busy falling in love with their own reflection in your eyes, you are mapping their psyche. You are finding the keys to influence them. The mirror has no ego. It simply reflects. Be the mirror. Let them preen and pose. And while they are distracted by their own image, you move the pieces on the board without them ever noticing. Number 5, the law of selective silence. Most people talk to fill the void. They are terrified of silence because in silence they have to face themselves. So they babble, they explain, they overshare. They hand over the blueprint of their mind to anyone who will listen. And in doing so, they become predictable. And if you are predictable, you are masterable. Dark intelligence begins when you stop using words to seek validation and start using them as precision instruments. Robert Greene knew that the one who speaks the least in the room holds the most power. Why? Because information is currency. When you speak, you are spending. When you listen, you are collecting. Think about the last time you felt intimidated by someone. Was it the person screaming and making threats? No, it was the person who sat perfectly still watching you, saying nothing. That silence creates a vacuum, and human nature abhors a vacuum. When you remain silent, other people's anxiety compels them to fill that space. They start talking. They reveal their intentions. They expose their insecurities. They tell you exactly how to defeat them, all because they couldn't handle the weight of your silence. Stop explaining yourself. Stop defending your actions. Stop offering your opinion before it is extracted from you. Become a black hole of information. Absorb everything. Reflect nothing. When people cannot read your position, they cannot form a strategy against you. They become cautious. They seek your approval. Silence is not just the absence of noise. It is the presence of control. Number 6, the law of the useful enemy. Most people want a life of peace. They want everyone to like them. They avoid conflict at all costs. This is a biological error. Conflict is the forge of intelligence. Without resistance, your mind atrophies. Robert Greene advised that one should not only be prepared for war, but should actively study it. Dark intelligence recognizes the utility of an enemy. An enemy sharpens you. An enemy forces you to focus. An enemy reveals your weaknesses so you can fix them. If you do not have an enemy, you become complacent. You get fat on your own ego. Sometimes you must use the friction of a rival to propel yourself forward. Look at history. Tesla needed Edison. Ali needed Fraser. The friction creates the fire. Do not whine about the people trying to bring you down. Use them. Let their hate be the fuel that drives your discipline. Let their doubt be the evidence of your ambition. And more importantly, having a common enemy is the fastest way to build alliances. Nothing unites a group faster than a shared threat. If you want to unify a team or a family or a movement, you do not preach love. You identify a threat. Do not fear the enemy. Curate them. Choose an enemy worthy of your potential and let the war elevate you. Number 7, the law of controlled vulnerability. There is a misconception that the dark triad personality, the Robert Greene archetype, is a robot, cold, distant, unrelatable. That is the amateur level. That is the person trying to look tough. True dark intelligence understands that humans are emotional creatures. If you appear too perfect, too cold, or too invulnerable, you generate envy. You create enemies who want to see you bleed just to prove you are human. So you must give them a flaw. This is the law of controlled vulnerability. You deliberately display a small, harmless weakness to disarm those around you. Maybe you admit to being bad with technology. Maybe you share a slightly embarrassing story from your past. Maybe you ask for small, insignificant favors. This triggers the Ben Franklin effect. When people help you, or when they see a flaw in you, they lower their guard. They feel superior, or they feel a sense of camaraderie. They think, he's just like me. Excellent. That is exactly where you want them. While they are bonding with your curated flaw, they are blind to your actual strengths. You are managing their perception of you. You are humanizing yourself enough to avoid being a target, but keeping your true core, your true plans, and your true weaknesses locked in a vault they don't even know exists. Never show your throat, but occasionally show a scratch on your arm. It makes them feel safe, and a safe enemy is an easy enemy to outmaneuver. Number 8, the law of necessary suspicion. Trust but verify. No, that is too soft. Verify, then trust provisionally. The naive mind projects its own goodness onto the world. You think, I wouldn't lie to him, so he won't lie to me. This projection is the cause of your greatest heartbreaks. Dark intelligence accepts a brutal truth. Everyone acts in their own self-interest. Even acts of altruism are often driven by the need to feel good about oneself. This is not a reason to be bitter. It is a reason to be awake. You must develop a background radiation of suspicion, not paranoia. Paranoia is fear without evidence. Suspicion is attention to detail. Watch what people do, not what they say. Words are cheap. Words are designed to manipulate. Actions are the only truth. When someone offers you a great opportunity, ask, what is in it for them? When someone compliments you excessively, ask, what are they trying to distract me from? Robert Greene wrote, men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities that he who deceives will always find those who allow themselves to be deceived. Do not be the one who allows yourself to be deceived. Require proof. Test loyalty before you lean on it. Give people small amounts of power and see how they use it before you give them the kingdom. It is better to be pleasantly surprised by loyalty than devastated by betrayal. Number 9, the law of the shadow. We end with the deepest law, the one that Carl Jung and Robert Greene would agree upon, though they approached it from different angles. You must integrate your monster. Society tells you to be harmless, to be nice, to repress your anger, your greed, your desire for power. But a harmless man is not a virtuous man. A harmless man is just a weak man. He cannot do good because he does not have the capacity to stop evil. Dark intelligence is the realization that you are capable of terrible things. You have the capacity for cruelty. You have the capacity for manipulation. You must not deny this. You must own it. Why? Because if you do not know your own capacity for darkness, you will never recognize it in others. You will be naive. And worse, if you repress your shadow, it will control you. It will come out in passive aggression, in resentment, in self-sabotage. You must bring the monster into the light. You must look at it and say, I see you. I control you. When you know you could destroy someone but you choose not to, that is virtue. That is controlled power. Robert Greene's ideal figure is not a saint. It is someone who knows how to use harsh methods when necessary. You need that edge. You need that darkness in your eyes that tells the world, I am peaceful by choice, not by inability. When you integrate your shadow, you become whole. You stop being afraid of the darkness in the world, because you have mastered the darkness in yourself. These 9 laws are not a checklist. They are a filter. From this moment on, you will walk into a room and you will see things differently. You will see the silence that screams. You will see the mirrors people hold up. You will see the lions and the foxes. You are no longer a civilian in the war of the mind. You are a combatant. But with this power comes a burden. The burden of isolation. When you wake up, you realize how many people are still sleeping. You will feel a distance grow between you and your old life. Your old friends may think you have changed. They may say you are colder, quieter. Let them. You are shedding the skin of the victim. You are shedding the need for validation. You are stepping into the realm of the outlier. The question is not whether these laws work. History has proven they do for thousands of years. The question is, do you have the stomach to use them? Most people will watch this, nod their heads and go back to being prey, back to complaining, back to hoping the world becomes nice. But you are still here. You are listening to the silence. If you are ready to explore the abyss without blinking, if you are ready to dismantle the weak version of yourself and build something untouchable, then you know what to do. Subscribe, but only if you are willing to handle what comes next. The rabbit hole goes much deeper than this, and we are just getting started. I'll see you in the shadows.